Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, I'm Lou.
I'm Cindy.
And we're Faking Sanity in Dawson Creek, BC.
Canada.
Canada.
Yes. You always gotta say Canada. It's been a while, but we're kind of back.
Kind of.
We'll
No
see.
promises about how often, but we plan on doing this, which I think we've said for the past 3
Yes. So we're just not gonna make any promises, but it's been like a year, so we're back.
We are just back from the Prince George.
Get your hand off the table. You're shaking the camera.
I'm so sorry for the wobbles. We are just back from Prince George's Fiberfest, the Great Northwest Fiberfest, and it was a great one this year. They had a new venue, and it was a great turnout.
Yes,
so it was a lot of fun.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I got yarn. Should we start with what we got there? Since you brought it up.
Sure.
Okay.
Cindy bought yarn.
I was very good. I was not going to buy any yarn because I need to knit from stash. Because I have about approximately 3 years to knit through all my stash. So
It's a self-imposed deadline.
it is a self-imposed deadline, but anyway, I bought one skein. I was so good, but I love it. Scarves for Hope.
And we love her. I think we've bought something from her. One of us buys something from her almost every year.
I usually buy at least one skein, which probably means I have 3 in my stash. But this one is beautiful. It is the DK Weight Raven Lake, which is one of the lakes near Prince George, and she's just great. She started out knitting and crocheting scarves that she sold to make money for Hope International Development Agency and its clean water projects in Ethiopia. Yes. And then everybody was like, "Oh, I love your yarn," and so she started dyeing yarn, and the money goes to the same thing. Yeah. So we love it. It's so pretty. Look at it.
It is. She loves deep jewel tones. She has one that I look at every year, and every year I want to buy more of the same color. And I was like, no, be good.
Talk about your fiber.
I actually also did good from a
buying perspective,
self-imposed yarn restriction. I just bought one fiber. It is Superwash Merino and Stellina from Fiber to Fabric, who's one of the vendors there and at our Peace Fiberfest.
It's fabulous.
Fiberfest, and it's 16%.
You had said Fiberfest.
I haven't had
don't hit the table.
I haven't had enough caffeine yet. It's beautiful, bright, like chartreuse lime greens and soft blues with a tiny bit of Stellina, and I don't mind sparkle when it's not overwhelming, and this is the perfect amount for me. So I'm very excited to spin that. So that's my purchase from this year's Fiberfest. Cool. And we bought some stuff for the store too. We bought a whole
bunch of pottery.
But pottery we don't put on our website. It's a lot of hassle to make sure it gets there safely, and we're worried about it making there safely. Shipping stuff. So
should we talk about the fact that we're both wearing sweaters?
We're both wearing sweaters. It's fall.
It's fall. I love fall. Okay.
I'm actually not.
They're both my sweater.
I'm not wearing a sweater that I knit. I grabbed a sweater because I was chilly when we started filming.
Yeah.
But this is the Gramps sweater from Tin Can Knits. And it's a beautiful, easy pattern. And I was actually planning on knitting this for myself. But this one's Cindy's, and I have really narrow shoulders, so I don't know if you can see. This is the neckline.
Yeah, not even
And this is my shoulder under the collar here.
It does not fit. But
so I think I've changed my mind on which pattern I'm going to do. But it's a beautiful sweater. It's a beautiful sweater. This is out of Cascade Echoes. Our friend Rebecca knit it for herself, and she made it way too big, and so she gave it to Cindy. So it's our store
one
sweater.
Bonus of being fat.
I borrow it quite often when I'm chilly because it's so cozy.
And mine is the Granny Cardigan by Hohilo Catelli. It's all cabled. I'm not gonna
beautiful
get up,
cables,
but it's all cabled. It's lovely. I did it out of Cascade 220 Superwash in the Shire colorway, which I love. It's this. Yes. It's green, but it's got like yellows and browns, and it's lovely. And I love it. I have some adjustments I want to make because, as always, the armholes were too big.
That's a common problem sizing wise in large sizes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because what I need to do is like knit for here and then just add in room for my boobs. But anyway.
Yeah. I need to pick sizes that fit up here and then add 3 sizes for my hips.
Yes. Yes.
So we both have to customize quite a bit.
Customizing. But anyway, so this was my first finished sweater for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy. Well, I had finished one other one, but I never wore it, so I ripped it out.
That's fair.
It was a cotton sweater. Well, it was a cotton shirt.
You did wear it, I think, for the Knit in Public.
I wore it once. That was years and years and years ago. That was
when
before
we were in
moved up to
Calgary.
Dawson Creek. So,
Um,
don't touch the table.
so sorry, guys. Actually, if we're talking about sweaters, I'll show you my swatch for the sweater I do want to knit, but I think now I'm going to do a pullover. I haven't quite finalized which one, but I have this beautiful yarn from Hand Creek that we bought from a friend of ours who was closing up shop, and it's a great yarn, and it's so squishy, and it's untreated pure Highland wool spun in Peru, and it's 3 strands, so it's a 3 ply, but there's one white, one natural kind of grayish ply, and one charcoaly gray ply. And so I knit up a swatch, and I love the fabric. So I'm not sure though. It's so funny because everybody that I asked, I was like, okay, this is the knit side, but I actually really like the reverse stockinette side too. And everybody was like, it's too busy. And I'm like, you're wrong. I love it.
Yeah.
But
I only like marled if they're like really close to each other.
yeah, like tonal yarns.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is going to be my sweater. I'm going to love it. It's not going to be a Gramps anymore, but we'll see. It will either be stockinette with ribbing, or it will be reverse stockinette with ribbing, which is what I'm thinking I will do. But yeah, I'm very excited. I love the fabric, and it feels so nice, and it's so squishy, and it's going to be great. And,
cool.
And now it's getting fall weather, and I don't have hot flashes quite so much, so I can wear sweaters. So yeah, that's my next yarn, and it's a really plump Aran weight. Like it's so squishy. Love it.
Good. Yeah. Okay, so other works in progress, right?
Sure.
Okay, so I have this one. I'm in a hat mood apparently. So
hats are good.
One.
Quick projects. Such fun colors.
It is, this is the yarn wound up. It is Gusto Oleo, which is a single ply, which I don't normally like, but we got a sample of it, so I thought I'd knit with it and see. They call it a light worsted weight, but it's 280 meters for 100 yards, which...
Singles, the yardage is a bit weird, but I think it looks good as a DK.
Yes, so I'm knitting it at, well, no, it is quite open, but I'm knitting it, I think DK.
Weight? DK gauge?
Gauge, yes, thanks. And I have no pattern. This is just, I just did some ribbing, and then I did a little 4-row stitch pattern repeat. I think it's the same stitch pattern repeat that's in the Hermione's Everyday Socks.
Yeah, same or close.
Because I get really bored with just stockinette, hence why I did a cabled sweater. I decided that I would never knit myself a sweater in stockinette because that is a lot of boring knitting.
I love stockinette and garter.
I love the look of it. I don't like to do tons and tons of it. I just get bored. So anyway, that's my hat. It's a pretty good. The yarn's pretty good so far. It's not one we carry, but it's one that they sent us because we carry other ones of theirs.
We were looking
it's a maybe.
We were looking for a DK or worsted to add to our stock.
But it's cute.
So.
I quite like the yarn, and Gusto yarns are affordable if you're looking for.
They are fabulous.
I think this is their only heavier than. Oh no, no, of course not. They just added worsteds and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. They're fabulous and they're cheap, like $23 for a
great
skein.
colors for hand-dyed stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, we get them.
And it's a great company in Turkey.
Yes. There's 2 sides for the company. There's Gusto wools and there's Earth yarns, which you might be familiar with.
Yeah, a lot of people have heard of Earth.
Earth Yarns is the one that they plant a tree for every purchase. So we've been dealing with them for a few years now. We love kind of their company ethos.
Yeah, and we really like their sock kits.
Yes, so they're fabulous. If we're talking about current projects.
Yes, you have. Oh yeah, you have a current project.
I sort of have an in project.
Do you need a drink?
I might.
Okay, you want me to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, my other hat project. So years and years ago, I wrote a pattern for. It's called Callus. It's a hat pattern out of a chunky weight yarn. And I always said I was going to do a DK weight as well, and never really did it. So I'm finally doing it. So I am, that is basically the beanie length.
Before you start the crown.
Yeah. But, and it's just a really simple, it's a 7-stitch lace.
Kind of a zigzaggy.
Lacy pattern, but it's really, really simple lace.
If you can count to 7.
Yeah. You know what? We've told people that, and then they've come back and gone, apparently I can't count to 7.
It's true.
But
there are times I can't.
This yarn is a new yarn for us, and it is, well, we've had art fill before. This is art fill. But this is a new base to us, and it's Americana. So it's 100% merino wool from North America.
Yeah. The herd is here in North America. Yeah. It's milled in North America, and it's dyed in Montreal.
Yeah, dyed in Canada. And she has fabulous colors. This is lizard. This is peach.
You got to show the close-up with the speckles. Because I love the little details on this. And yeah, there's a lot of detail. They're subtle colorways when they're knit up, but they just have that pop of interest, I think. That looks really cool. So, peach is the one that is the most solid of the ones we got.
Yes, yeah, it is. So if the pattern interests you, it will be up soon, hopefully. Mm-hmm. And
the chunky weight is on Ravelry.
Yes, the chunky weight. It's Callus, Callis.
Because she's a Latin nerd.
Yeah, I'm a Latin nerd. And then this will probably be called something like
Callus Light
or Callus Light, something like that. Yeah. It will be up there.
And the yarn feels so nice.
I do love the yarn. This is not my color. No, not my color. But I love the fabric of the yarn.
You see a little bit of the variegation there. The camera kind
swooshy.
of evens it out a little bit. It's a little more tonal than it looks, but
yeah. And this yarn will be up on our This yarn will be up on our website sometime soon, but we're only shipping in Canada. If you are anywhere else and you want something from our shop, contact us. We can look up shippings and stuff, but it's really difficult to do it on the website, especially to the States because of tariffs.
Yeah. Yeah, with Etsy having shut down some of the easy avenues for sales to the States, because we can't ship to the States.
Shut them. Yeah. Anyway, tariffs.
Now that I've had my magic juice,
Coca-Cola is magic juice.
I started knitting a hat, just as a sample for a new yarn we got in, and so many people asked for the pattern for the hat when they saw the sample. But it was a nearly lace weight. It's really, really light fingering. So I wanted
You might as well talk about that hat.
I wanted to design it, if I was going to release it as a design, to have it in the light fingering, but also in a regular fingering weight. So this is Fleece Artists Organic Cottage Sock, which I had knit with their cottage sock originally, but the organic one is really nice. Like, it's got a kind of cottony feel to it. I don't know how to describe it other than that, but it's squishy and it's a little less pilly than the original cottage sock. Anyway, I love this colorway, and I have a sample of it knit up because I was testing out stitch counts and gauge for this one, and I tore it out last night and restarted. So I've got
it was like
3 rows.
Massive.
It's hard because I have like a kid size head. And so I wanted one size that was about Cindy's size, which is like a women's large, men's medium, men's small.
Actually medium. You just say my head is huge because yours is tiny.
That's true.
Hannah's
I didn't realize how small my head was until Hannah was mocking me about it and bought a toddler hat,
And
like
it
a
fits
little
her
fedora for toddlers at the dollar store, and
Yeah.
it fit me perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. So this is how it knit up. So this is one of their national parks colorways.
Yes.
We still have some. I don't know how we still have some, but this is the CB Highlands.
It's a beautiful one.
I knit this up, so I get to show it.
Yes.
But that's what
Cindy's
the hat's
swatch.
gonna look like.
So yeah, it'll be my hat, and it's just a simple textured pattern. I wasn't going to release it as a pattern.
We'll
but
talk
then
about the actual hat.
so many people asked about it. I did. I will. It'll be on our website and on Ravelry and
Sometime soon.
in the next 2 weeks. So the sample, this is our new cashmere yarn, and it's so soft and floofy, and the hat weighs like 30 grams, even for a slouch hat. So it's lovely. And it's just a simple textured pattern with pearl ridges. I actually like it. I wove it in so that the outside was just as good. It's not even blocked yet, guys.
It really doesn't need
but
it.
I really like the inside too, so I'll probably wear it with that. It's a really deep brim, so you can wear it super slouchy, but you can also wear it with a very deep fold, so you have double layer around your ears, and cashmere is super warm, and then it's a beanie. So that's the hat. It will the yarn that we're knitting it out of, it's one of our new yarns. It's a Faking Sanity yarn, and it's out of 100% Mongolian cashmere.
Grab the yarn.
I am grabbing it. So this is what it looks like.
You brought the black one. That's
I did, because the flecks show better.
Okay.
I wanted to show that it's a tweedy yarn. So in the gray, you may have noticed there's a few little pops of like darker gray or natural brown in there, just a few little tweedy bits. But the tweedy bits show best in the black yarn because they're brighter, so they have teal and yellow and still some of the natural color tweedy bits. And it's not the finest cashmere,
but it is cashmere.
but it's cashmere, so it's super soft. Like, probably feels about like a, I don't know, 17 micron merino, 16 micron merino, which is really soft for merino. And it's like $12 for 50 grams.
Yes, and 50 grams is like 300 meters.
Yeah. So it's
it's
halfway between a lace weight and a fingering weight.
Yeah.
But it was a dream to work with. The hat was slow knitting because it was such tiny stitches, but I love it.
And you knit it on its own, and
Yes.
it's lovely. And Rebecca is knitting a sweater right now, holding it with fingering weight.
Yeah.
And it's lovely. It just gives it a bit of
just a soft, not even halo, but I don't know if you can see on
again.
here, there's a little bit of fuzziness from the cashmere.
No, you can't see.
Yeah, I think you can see a little.
Anyway,
Anyway,
it's beautiful.
with the fingering,
It
that
just makes it soft and
it softens the
lovely.
look, and cashmere is nice and warm, so it's really nice if you want something light that doesn't take up a lot of space, like in your luggage. Like this, it takes less space than my Coke can, and it's a hat that will be warm enough for winter. So yeah, I love it.
So we'll have that yarn. Well, we have to refill the yarn. We have an order coming because we
Yes.
sold a lot of it at the Fiberfest.
Yes,
But that yarn will be up on our website, and the pattern will be as well.
yeah, probably about 2 weeks for both. I think we only have a couple of skeins left of the yarn, so we might get some of the colors up in the next week or two.
Yeah.
But it won't be fully stocked until probably the end of the month.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the hat. The yarn we're calling Tranquility, because it's just soft and peaceful. It's solid
Tranquil?
and tonal and
And you haven't named your
soft.
hat yet, have you?
So I'm thinking the hat'll be like Tranquil Ridges or something like that. I've got to check other patterns. I know there are lots of hats called Tranquility, but something along those lines to tie it to the yarn. So yeah, that's my work in
I have
progress.
another finished project, I think. Yeah. Oh, I do. Oh, one that we'll each talk about one.
Oh, yeah.
So this another hat. What a shock.
When you haven't been knitting much, hats are great to get you back in the mood.
Because they're fast. Oh yeah, here. Let me just. It is just a slouchy hat that I made up a pattern for. I think it's just. I often do this, just a rib and then a stitch pattern, and this is a really simple stitch pattern.
it's just
I've actually seen it in patterns, so there is probably a pattern that looks like this. And this yarn is Allison Barnes. She's a dyer out of Edmonton, and this is her classic DK. It's in a colorway that is discontinued. So of course we bought a bunch.
Actually, we both had some in our stash for a while too.
None of the DK. I have worsted
we had the
and
fingering. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like in a cake.
Yeah, and then
in the stitch pattern there.
Knit up a hat as well, which looks a little different because they held it double with Zero.
So I decided to pick up on the darker plummy colors in this, and I knit it with our Zero, which is a cotton alpaca merino blend.
Cotton?
Yep.
Oh, the core.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And it's just a kind of fuzzy, so if you love the look of like Surrey alpaca but want something cheaper, or you love the look of mohair but find it a little scratchy, this is kind of our take on that. And it's about a fingering weight core, but it knits up to about a DK if you knit it on its own, but held with the DK, it made a beautiful like worsted weight hat. And this is just the barley hat from Tin Can Knits, because I love Tin Can Knits. So this is actually the same colorway, but knit with a strand of the Zero. And it's just a stockinette hat with a garter column. But it's really nice and soft and fuzzy and...
Oh, looks great like that, yeah.
Yeah, once you slouch it down.
I haven't blocked mine yet.
This one is actually my size, so it fits.
Itty bitty.
Fitty bitty.
Fitty bitty. Yeah,
this is the size of my hats, and Cindy's are a little bit bigger.
Well, I mean, I'm just stretching it out, but because
yes,
there's lots of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a look.
Anyway, I love Allison Barnes colors.
Yes.
But I loved how this looked with the mohair, or with the brushed cotton and alpaca together. It just, you still get to see the variegation in the colorway, but you get this little halo, and it's a little more windproof, so it's warmer in the winter. And yeah, so a sample of some of the Allison Barnes yarn we carry. And
yeah, we don't actually carry the DK. We have some worsted and some fingering. We had just brought in her DK last year for our Fiberfest.
Yes. Yeah, we had last year, several vendors couldn't make it, like had other
several of the yarn dyers. We had lots of vendors, but yeah.
And so we had asked Allison, since we had sold her yarn before, and she had been a vendor at our Fiberfest before, if she wanted to send some up, and we did like a little pop-up Allison Barnes section in our shop, in our booth. So yeah.
And we love her yarn.
And then we decided to buy some.
Yes.
She's lovely.
Yes, she is.
Anyway, yeah, so that's Allison Barnes yarn.
You have some spinning. I don't have anything else.
You don't have anything else?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I have other things, but kind of in, you know.
The last stuff I've been spinning, usually for Tour de Fleece, I do a bunch. This year, I took up some gardening, so I didn't get as much spinning.
My tummy is grumbling. Oh, we should have lunch. We didn't have lunch. I should go have lunch.
I spun up, actually, this is 2 separate fibers that I bought at our Peace Fiberfest and at Prince George Fiberfest last year. So one is from Fiber to Fabric, and it was a yak silk. And the other was just a Rambouillet yak from Prince George. And I spun them together. So the yak silk is the lighter, and then the Rambouillet yak is just the one that's more...
See, that kind of marling I can do.
Yeah, I love it.
But this is just too different.
You're crazy. Anyway, I love it. This is a light fingering weight. It's about 90 grams.
Do you have a plan for it?
I don't know. I might sell it. I might keep it.
No, I do not need more yarn.
It's about 90 grams and like 420 yards. So pretty standard fingering weight on the thin end. So yeah, that's my finished spinning. And then the one I'm in the middle of, sorry.
Yeah, no, go.
The one I'm in the middle of is still on the bobbin. I've just finished the singles. So this I spun up as a fractal. I've got another bobbin at home, and then it's just this really bright Falkland braid, actually also from Fiber to Fabric. Apparently I was feeling her colors this year. But yeah, it's really bright and fun, and I'll spin it up.
I really like it.
Yeah, I'll spin it up as a fractal, and Falkland is nice.
Okay, what's a fractal?
So fractals, if you spin up the colorway, if you have a long braid with chunks of color, so the first ply I might do like spinning end to end the whole width of the braid, and then as you go for the second ply, I'm going shorter and shorter color repeats. So I'm doing half the width of the braid.
Okay.
So it changes color faster. And then I'm doing a quarter of the width of the braid, and then an eighth. So it's getting shorter and shorter repeats. So when you're knitting, it kind of looks like a stripy gradient. So you get like...
Yeah, because you are going to ply them.
Yeah. So you get the full colors on the one ply for much longer. But then as you go through the shorter and shorter sections, you get kind of a more gradual effect.
So if you would you do like 3 different plies in different?
You can. I'm doing 2.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah.
Cool.
So it'll be fun. It'll be my first actual fractal spun yarn. I really debated on this one because the colors were so bright if I just wanted to ply it with like navy or black. But I think it would be a little too bright for me to wear. Whereas I think as a fractal...
Wouldn't be too bright for me. I don't need more yarn.
You don't need more yarn. You have to knit all your yarn in 3 years.
I do. So, well, I have, as you probably remember, I have a lot of whips. I still have a lot of whips because I did finish a bunch of whips.
You did.
But then I had starteritis.
Yes.
I don't know what we're calling it, but I started all the projects. So by next podcast, I'm going to have my whip lucky dip going again.
Everybody seems to love the whip lucky dip.
So basically it's, I bring a bag full or a bin full of like a whole bunch of my whips, and I pick one out randomly, and I either have to finish it by the next podcast or frog it.
Yeah.
So,
and like some of these are very much works in progress and still have a lot of work to do. Some of them are like done. They just need the ends woven in. And
I have a few of those. I actually have it's actually over there, but I have one that I was working on this summer at a camping weekend I went to with knitters. It was so much fun. Anyway,
you should talk about that.
Well, I'll talk about it when I show the... I was going to show it today, but then I realized I really just want to finish it. I just have to weave in ends and block it. It really needs blocking. A lot of my things, I'm like, doesn't need blocking. But this does.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'm also going to, like, go through all my yarn and probably get it up on Ravelry because that's an easy way to do it. Just to see how much yarn I have to go through, because the plan is hopefully in about 3 years I'll probably move in with my mom, and there's no room in her house for the like 8 bins of yarn I have. So
there's room for a bit.
Well, okay, 2 of those bins are it's a Stell worsted. It's a like 50% acrylic, 40% wool, 10% nylon that I use to make scarves on my Addie king size and sell at the store. And so it's just like that.
That's
I'm not too worried about
stash,
that. I can always bring it to the store if need be. But yeah, I do have a lot of yarn because
temptation is real, and we have a yarn shop.
The problem is that I'm like, we got in a new yarn. I have to knit a sample of it.
But then you like it, and you take home a sweater's worth.
No, I did not do that. Well, the one sweater's worth I did take home. Well, no, that's not true. One of the other sweater's worth I started and then went, I'm never gonna knit this because it was all in stockinette, and I brought back all the stuff that I hadn't.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, so that's my goal.
So yeah,
keep me on my...
We are coming back from a Fiberfest always gets me in the mood. To knit, because you're like, everybody's wearing stuff except sometimes the vendors. I can't wear hand knits when I'm
way too hot.
It's too hot. because you're running around and stuff.
Yeah.
But I get so inspired by everybody who's wearing all their hand knits and all the colors, and
so
I love
many
it.
people were wearing beautiful stuff
Yeah.
this year, or they'd just like pull stuff out of their bag and go, "Oh, do you remember I bought this yarn from you last year?" And oh,
I love that.
Yeah, it was so cool to see.
Yeah.
We love that, and we have so much fun at Fiberfest. I mean, we only do the 2 a year because the next closest one is in Edmonton, and it's just too far.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it would increase our costs and travel time.
Well, and I mean, the big thing, it's not that far. We have people come from much farther to ours, but we have a shop that we can't really shut down.
Yeah, we have to, if we take all the yarn out, we basically have to shut the shop when we travel for the Fiberfest.
Well, often, usually for Prince George, the Great Northwest Fiberfest, one of our staff works the Saturday while we go on the Saturday.
And we have cute little signs on our yarn walls that say, "This yarn is on a road trip."
Yeah.
So
but
the shop is a little bare.
This year she couldn't do it because she broke her ankle in February 1st and is still in recovery. It's been
it was a bad break. She broke both,
bad break.
like both legs.
Both bones and
both of the big leg bones in your leg.
And
she
some
broke
other
both
things.
of them,
And
she's now bionic. She has
plates and pins and
hardware.
all that fun stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so that is the yarn portion. Do we want to talk about culture? What do we call it?
Culture consumed?
Yes.
Oh, I have been reading lots.
Oh, well, go ahead.
Okay, so I think...
Oh, so if you're not interested in books and TV and that kind of stuff, bye! we don't mind, really.
Our yarn shop is also a bookstore, so we
run
both.
a used bookstore.
And coffee tea shop, so
Yeah.
it's all the stuff that we love. And the caffeine you need to have the energy to do those things.
And then we don't drink that caffeine. We drink, well,
I
Lou
drink
does.
Coke and coffee.
I do drink tea, but
Yeah.
I tend to like uncaffeinated teas.
Yeah, so when you need caffeine, you tend to go for Coke.
It's Coke.
Our machines are all off today, though, because we're closed, so...
Yeah, so cold caffeine.
But yeah, I've been reading a lot of young readers stuff lately.
Well,
and no, most of them are young readers. Or straight up fantasy. And I usually read more sci-fi or like science books and stuff. But the one series that got me started on the young reader stuff recently was Shannon Messenger's Keeper of the Lost Cities series.
I have heard about these nonstop, and so has
For like
everyone else.
a year. I read all of them. Like
and they recommended it to like every kid who comes in. Oh, do you like fantasy? Do you like Harry Potter? Read these.
You know what?
And we don't have them because we're a used bookstore and we sell the copies we get and then we don't have any more.
But just about everybody I've recommended it to has loved it.
I know. I'm
adults
that's like me,
and kids.
That's like me and Ellie Griffiths.
Yeah. But yeah, they're fun. The main character is 12 at the beginning of the series. She lives in San Francisco with her family, and she finds out that the first book is 12 years old, so I don't feel like I'm giving away too much, but block your ears, turn away for the next 30 seconds if you don't want to hear a major plot point of the first book, which is like 12 years old. The main character is 12. She finds out that she's actually an elf that's been living with humans. In this world, elves look like humans. You wouldn't be able to tell them apart visually. But she then goes to the elf worlds, elf cities, and learns about her actual heritage and learns about elf life and stuff. But it deals with so many like big issues, but in a very different way. Like it deals with adoption because she has to have some sort of parents there and missing her family and why, dealing with being the newcomer in a new school and being behind and not knowing anything and feeling left out and all these big issues. But then as you move, each book goes, like she's another year older in this school and she's learning more about elf magic, but there's also a lot of like there's relationship issues, there's growing up, there's is doing the right thing always what feels good is so there's lots of big issues that are fun.
Don't
and
on the table.
It's really fun read. It's really well written. I don't usually like the 12, 13 angsty teenager kind of stuff.
At 12 or 13, they're not angsty
But
yet. You gotta
so-
wait until
so
they're
you
like
get-
15.
You get into some of that through the series, but not as much as some.
Good. Cool.
And the action and the storylines are really good.
Well-
and there's 10 books now, although book 10 is not out because she released book 9.5.
I keep starting books and not really being in the mood for them and putting them down. And then because, I've got starteritis on books as well, I decided to read an epic fantasy series. Not sure why. So I'm reading Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan.
You had started
And-
that
oh,
years ago.
Okay, so in high school, so the first book was published in 1990. This is how old these books are. In high school, I read the first 5, and then the 6th one came out, and so I reread the first 5 and read the 6th. They're each like 700 pages. And at that point, Robert Jordan was saying there would be 8 books in the series. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I can wait 2 years, and then I'll reread the whole thing and read the whole series altogether. Well, it ended up being a 14-book series. He died. Brandon Sanderson finished them. They weren't finished until 5, maybe 10 years ago. Yeah. And so I never read past the 6th one.
And didn't remember enough of it
I
to just
didn't
carry
remember
on.
any of it. No, of course not. So yeah, that was 30 years ago.
You old.
Yeah. So I had the audiobooks. So I've now listened to the first one, and it was good. Like I loved them when I was in high school, but I was very much in the epic fantasy
Genre.
milieu then. That was when I reread Lord of the Rings every year, if not twice a year. Yeah. So I was down for epic fantasy then. Now I'm not too sure, because the first book in the series of a 14-book series, actually 15 because there's a prequel, was 30 hours long on Audible. That was a lot of listening. So we'll see. I'll see if I keep going.
You
But
could
I finished
you could
the first
read
one.
them in paperback. We have them in.
Actually, we don't.
We have some of them.
Yeah, I mean, I can get them at the library. It's no big deal. But yeah, it seemed like a lot of people were rereading them this past couple of years because there was
the
the TV
Netflix
series.
show.
Yeah. And I tried to watch that, and it started out, and I was like, okay, I feel like I should know who these people are, but I didn't know who they were because it's been 30 years.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, I'm gonna read the books.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good, but not as amazing as I remember it being 30 years ago. Then again, fantasy has changed a lot.
Fantasy has changed a lot.
Yeah.
I actually have been reading another series too. I've been reading a lot lately. And it's a series by Auburn Tempest called Chronicles of the Urban Druid.
Yes, you've told me about these.
And they're set in Toronto. Well, Toronto and Montreal. The first one I read was not the first in the series. They're kind of sub-series of books sets of 3 books. So there's like the history of Fiona and her family. And then there's the Chronicles are kind of that part, and then there's 3 more that are like the case files of an urban druid when they started an organization and they're dealing with magic users in the city, and it's kind of a self-governing organization to deal with the magic people and magic users in the community. So, and those are the case files. And I've read through like 7 of them now, and I love them. It's really cool to hear about local things. Like they describe some of the buildings, and I'm like, I know where that is.
I felt like that about Tanya Huff's ones
it's
that were
set in Vancouver.
There's a series set in Vancouver, and there's a series set in Calgary. I've only read the first one, but it was really fun going, oh, I know that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's not like there's books written about Dawson Creek. Well, I mean, there are, but I'm not going to read them.
Yeah. I felt the same when I read the first Louise Penny. I'm like,
oh, yes.
I know that place.
Yeah.
I went home this summer, and
Home is Quebec.
Home is Quebec. And so my hometown is like 15 minutes from Louise Penny's residence. 20 minutes maybe. So she actually has opened up a coffee shop. There's a bookstore in Knowlton, and she's opened up a coffee shop underneath, like in the basement that was empty, and it's like dog friendly, and it's all glass outside, so you can look over the river, and you can walk down from inside the bookstore into this coffee shop. And she was amazing. Apparently in town, she went to visit all the other coffee shops in town and made sure like she didn't offer anything similar so that they weren't competition. And
I like that.
Like, yeah, it sounded like a really well thought out, really well planned
community over competition. It's like the yarn.
Feel.
It's like the yarn dyers. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Louise Penny is, she wrote the Three Pines. Well, so
yes,
yeah, the series is actually
Inspector
called
Gamache.
Yes, starts with Still Life, and then it was made into a TV series called. It was called Three Pines, wasn't it?
It was called Three Pines. Yeah. And that's on.
I don't know.
It's either on Prime or Netflix. I forget.
And they're mystery.
They're mysteries. They're fun. Ironically, Still Life is probably my least favorite of them so far. But it was a fascinating read because of all the local stuff. Yeah. And then I really like Gamache's evolution and his team's
I really like that. That's what I really like about long series.
Yeah.
Is how people grow and change. I don't like those series where like basically each book is so standalone, like there's no character development. But okay, so that's books. Yeah. Any other books that you've been reading lately? I mean, I've read tons of other books, but I can't think of them.
I've been continuing on the James Rollins Sigma Force series. So I think I started the whole series over. So I reread like the first 7 that I had read before, and I'm up to 12 now. So they're lots of fun. They're what's typically considered men's fic. I think
that's mainly in bookstores.
Adventure, action.
Yeah.
If you can think of it as a bad B movie, it's the type of book I like. But these ones, there's a fair bit of science in them, and he has like I think I've talked about this before when I was reading Sixth Extinction. There's a section at the back, an appendix of all the like white papers and science papers and research that he did in actual science as to how like what is real and what is just make believe in his books.
That's cool.
And I love reading about science. So it's kind of a neat way to incorporate learning a little bit of new science or cutting edge stuff and how it could evolve or turn into. So yeah, it's fun.
I remembered what I had been reading.
Yeah.
Every couple of years I get back into a Star Trek reading thing because I'm a nerd. So this year I picked back up with the Deep Space Nine novels. I like the novels that continue on after the end of the series. I've also read a bunch of the Voyager ones. But yeah, one of the ones I actually listened to on audiobook because I was able to get it is A Stitch in Time, and it's all about Garrick on Deep Space Nine, and it was written by and read by the actor who played Garrick, and it was fabulous.
It sounded fascinating. She was telling me about it. He is
wonderful. And I really, really enjoyed that. So it was very much, it was kind of set in 3 different time points, and one was before the end of, kind of near the beginning of when the TV show started, and one was set just before the end of the TV series, and then one is set later once he's gone back to Cardassia and the rebuilding and everything. So it was really, really interesting. It was all and it was also like his childhood. Yeah, it was I like backstory on characters.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It was kind of like reading really, really good fanfic. Yeah.
Well, he seems like, if you've read anything that he's done or interviews he's done, he is very much the fanfic type of guy. Like he's that actor that created his whole backstory for his character that wasn't written just so he could imagine how to play the role better, and like he reads fanfic aloud.
Okay, so during COVID, him and Alexander Siddig, who plays Bashir on Deep Space Nine, one of them has a podcast. I think Sid. I think Sid has a podcast. Anyway, and they read out Garrick Bashir fanfic
and kind of
on the podcast
acted it out
together.
on the podcast.
Yeah, I didn't actually watch that because I don't know, secondhand embarrassment thing, but they both thought it was hilarious. Yeah. So that's really cool. Yeah. The other thing I have been watching is I discovered a YouTube channel.
Oh.
Called Sorted Food. I'm sure some of you have heard of it before.
Really fun.
They've been going for 15 years, so the same amount of time as we've had the store. Mm-hmm. But it's these 4 guys who knew each other in high school, and kind of when they went off to college, one of them was becoming a chef, and the others were not good cooks, and so they would always like contact him for suggestions for recipes, like what do I make for this date kind of thing. It's always risotto apparently. So they started one time, they were all home and they were sitting around a table in the bar, and he started giving them recipes on the back of bar mats, because his theory was if it all fit in the back of a bar mat, then it was easy enough for them to do. And that turned into a cookbook that turned into a YouTube channel, and it's just hilarious. So it really started like 15 years ago with Ben, the chef, like making something and making the 3 other guys, Jamie and Mike and Barry, the normals, to help him to learn how to make things. And then now it has become... They do these crazy. They do all sorts of things, but the funniest videos are the pass it ons. And so basically, it's the 4 of them, and now they have
a couple of other chefs.
They have a
with
whole
them
crew and stuff, but usually the 4 of them and one other chef, and they will they'll each get like 10 minutes. And you cook for your 10 minutes, and then you walk out of the kitchen, and the next person comes in, except that they have no clue what has been going on.
So there might be a theme for the episode,
mm-hmm.
and the first guy starts something, puts something in the oven, something on the stove, whatever. Yeah. The second guy doesn't even know if the oven's on, so he has to think to check everything.
Yeah.
But also go, okay, there's this puree on the stove.
Of something.
I have no idea what it is, whether it's for a dessert, a meal, nothing.
And then they do things where they like review silly kitchen gadgets, and it's just hilarious. It's sort of
like cooking with garage appliances.
So that was one.
Like steam ironed fish, because steaming fish was a thing. Or
they had a challenge to see if they could make a whole meal using no kitchen things. They couldn't even use like plates and knives and stuff. Yeah. And see if Ben could actually tell.
Yeah, like they had, what was it? There was They steamed a fish. They toasted.
Mike
instead
sanded
of toasting stuff,
carrot.
They used a torch, a blowtorch.
Oh yeah, well they often use blowtorches. But
sanded a carrot.
Yeah.
They used an axe to chop veggies.
Yeah.
It was so fun. And they couldn't use pots. They couldn't use ladles. So they fun. Had a shovel.
Obviously, I make them watch it every once in a while too. But
it's fun.
So there's been 15 years of I started at the newest stuff, and I've been going back, and they do like global food, and it's really fun. That's
it is funny. I'm not a big fan of cooking shows, but I like the entertaining.
Which makes no sense.
I love the entertaining cooking shows. Like I used to love Iron Chef, original Iron Chef, the Japanese one, and I loved it.
It would be on like Iron Chef Marathon, and it would be on in our living room all day, and I would just be like,
I passed it on.
Yeah, so but these are like 15 minutes.
Yes, they are shorter shows, except they do live ones once in a while that are like 24-hour, and they're a lot of fun. Yeah. This last one, they did some where each of them smuggled in a secret ingredient, and the next chef had to incorporate it into their thing, but they didn't know what it was ahead of time, so they had to come up with a meal in their allotted time using that ingredient, and it was hysterical.
It was hysterical. Yeah. Yes. But anyway, what else have you been watching? Anything? No, you really haven't been watching much.
No, not really. I just I actually just recently started watching The Rookie because I needed some stuff while I was knitting.
Yeah, that's the thing. When we get into a knitting mood, we also need to have TV.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's why lately less TV, because I wasn't knitting as much, but I was reading more.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to knit more, so more TV.
I did start watching something last night.
What did you watch?
NCIS, Tony and Ziva.
How was it?
Okay, so I watched the first 4 episodes, which should tell you something because I had said I'm just going to watch the first one.
She did.
It's fabulous. So I used to watch NCIS way back. I don't know. They're on like season 432 or something like that.
I think 19.
Yeah, something like that. I think they're into their 20s. Anyway, I stopped watching long time ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, but this is bringing back Tony and Ziva and their daughter Tally, and it's set in Europe, and it actually gave me a lot of the vibe of Person of Interest, like the last season of Person of Interest, where like
another fabulous TV show.
Yeah, but it's very much a continuing story. That's why I watched 4 episodes, because that was all
the story arc.
Yes, and they're coming out once a week, and
you have to wait.
I'm gonna have to like pay for Paramount in order to watch it.
We got a 7-day.
We got a 7-day free trial.
So we were gonna watch a couple of things.
We were gonna watch season 3 of Strange New Worlds,
yes.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I might have to keep it for a little longer. I gotta tell Mom, because she will love it. But yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's it's them against, I don't know. They've retired from NCIS, and Tony has a like security company, and Ziva runs a language school. And they're not together.
But they're still friends and co-parents.
Well, they're co-parents, yeah. So they live in like Paris or whatever, and it's really cool, and it made me laugh so much because one of the characters in it is played by the guy who played Zava on Ted Lasso. I was making jokes about Ziva and Zava. Yeah, and he's loads of fun, and it's got a really good character base. There's a few references to, original NCIS. They actually talk about, feels like we should be calling McGee and telling him to figure this out for us. But yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, it ends up with them,
until like last night at 8, she was just gonna watch one episode to see how they brought them back.
But yeah, it's kind of cool too, because it bounces between now. Well, actually, it's October 2025. And because I'm assuming the series will end in October, it will line up, I'm assuming. And it bounces between then and when they actually, when Tony found out Ziva was alive and blah, 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 blah.
From the original series.
Yeah. Cool. So, it's quite good. I'm quite impressed. And we also watched a couple episodes of Strange New Worlds, which was fab.
I love it. It's so cute. I'm a big Star Trek nerd. I love pretty much all of them. Deep Space Nine was the only one I didn't love.
Love Deep Space Nine, but I didn't like Discovery. I didn't really.
Loved Discovery.
I tried to watch Enterprise, and basically I could not tell the 2 white dudes apart. Well, okay, there are 3 white dudes, but one of them I can tell it's Scott Bakula. The other 2, I literally couldn't remember who was who. So I just gave up. I'm sure if I kept going, but no, it didn't interest me as much.
Yeah.
And Discovery never interested me. But I love pretty much all the others. Well, the original series is
Don't say it!
It has to be there, or else it wouldn't have been Star Trek. But, yeah.
The original series rocked. It challenged so many.
You didn't like The Princess Bride. You don't get any...
Princess Bride sucked.
You don't get any opinions about TV or movies.
Original series Star Trek, I love.
They also fell asleep during Star Trek A New Hope.
Star Wars?
Star Wars! Star Trek A New Hope.
Never fallen asleep on Star Trek.
Star Wars.
3 times. I gave up after 3.
Okay. I gotta say, Star Wars, it's not the great... It's kind of like original Star Trek.
If you watched it when when it was newer, it wasn't so dated.
Yeah.
So now, I had never watched Star Wars when it came out.
Yeah.
So she tried to make me watch it 15 years ago.
Oh, more than that.
And so it was really dated. And the effects were not...
Oh yeah, we're not talking effects.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Hey, the Gorn can lift their
styrofoam
boulders.
I do like the new Gorn, even if they're...
Yes.
Anyway. Yeah.
That's us. That's what we've been doing.
We've been blathering for like 20 minutes about books and TV, so we can stop.
Okay.
But we will be back.
We will see you next time. I hope to see you again. And comment if you feel like it. It's always fun to catch up with people. Every once in a while we get
What have you been knitting? What have you been watching? What have you been reading?
Yeah.
Make fun of us for our bad choices.
Ill-fitting sweaters. I've actually got to finish one that fits me.
Okay, so I've got to say it doesn't actually fit me that great because it's superwash.
Oh, and it grew more than she thought.
It did grow, but mainly what happened is I was washing it and blocking it for the very first time the night before our Fiberfest. And I was in a hurry and I just kind of threw it on towels to block, but it actually stretched out the back.
More than the front because you didn't
like I don't know if you can tell the cables do not go straight up. So I've just gotta wash it again. And,
it'll be better.
And also the sleeves grew
are a little long because she has little T-Rex arms.
Yes, but they fit me perfectly before. I forgot about superwash.
So this sweater, Rebecca has really long arms when she was knitting it for her. So when she gave it to Cindy like cut off the cuff and took out
sleeves
8 inches of fabric and reattached the cuff.
Like to there. It was bad. Yeah, I ripped it back a lot and then re-knit the cuff.
Yeah, whereas the sleeve length is actually a little short for me. Ew.
Okay, we're
gonna leave. It's getting crazy. See ya.
Bye-bye.